So how do you answer this kind of objection in your perspective?
First and foremost, there are no products, not all products are the same. I mean, how can it be the same, right? I mean, even if you just talk about very simple vitamin C, there's so many brands on the shelves and off the shelves. But the thing is, how do you know whether they work or not? All right, I always use the analogy of fish oil, right? Because it's a very obvious one. Vitamin C, sometimes they don't understand. Vitamin C, I always use it. If it's just the normal vitamin C, there are those that one bottle that will cost you $25, and there are some bottles that will cost you $6. So why would you want to pay for the $25? Why would you want to pay for the $6? Most people will be buying supplements or vitamins with peace of mind. Anybody agree with that?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Because everybody's taking vitamin C, so they say I should take. I take. Then after that you keep at home. Then after that expire, throw away. Buy again. Familiar?
Yes.
I was one of those. Okay. So the thing is, like fish oil, they will also ask, oh, this one. When I share, they will talk about like the pharmacy or the provision shop downstairs sells the 1,000 capsules, $60. So I say, but have you ever asked how they process the thing? No. But when we explain to them, they'll ask how we process our thing and whether it's safe or not. Did they ask downstairs whether it's safe or not? No, they never. So I wouldn't say it's the same, but I'll just tell them it's like ours, what's the benefit? It's like it's free of heavy metal, mercury, and it's been third-party tested, and I'll just encourage them to try. Because I won't fight with whatever they have tried. I'll just tell them my experience on this, and I understand it works, and I introduce it even to my whole family. So I just say, try it, and then you feel the difference then. Yeah, or sometimes they say all the same, I'll probably ask them, what are you taking right now? Some of them are not taking anything. And they say it's all the same. Well, what does it mean by the same? Then you just take. Does that answer your question?
Does that answer all your questions? Absolutely. So of course here, Vincent here does a validation here, making sure that firstly, he knows what's talking. Secondly, just to add on what Vincent has said also, you know, in isogenics, probably one of the few, a company in this world who have been backed by not just scientific but studies, clinical studies that you can actually go on to your back office and actually take it off. Like Vincent said, you don't need to know everything, but it does help how to get that answering objection. So in this case, one of the most toughest, like in your experience that you have gone with your prospect, give me one most example that it's very difficult, yet you took it very calmly. And because of course he's very calm right now. He didn't say that, what the? He's very calm, but give me a real example that everyone wants to hear here. The most toughest challenge that you had answering objection and how you make it very successful and productive.
Because normally I always come from the point of sharing, and I don't try to. I don't go out to prove people wrong. So I'm not in it for a battle. I'm not trying to confront anybody. I'm just sharing them what I take. Alright, I share with them my experience, and I just encourage them to try. Yeah, and there are people who try, but they don't come back. And you ask them why, they just say, I don't like it. So fine, it's okay. Then I'll just leave it. I mean, you don't have to win the battle and lose the war. And that's what a lot of people go out and do. And I guess I need to thank the trainers for the weekend. They have done a fabulous job, haven't they?
Yeah.
And you guys have got a very big takeaway whereby now you're not going out to argue, but you're going out to share and educate and invalidate and kind of stuff like that. So no, if you're asking me whether I have what's the worst experience, seriously I can't remember, because I go up using sharing. I don't get confronted direct, because I don't go about comparing what they're eating. I don't want to do that, because it becomes no end. They'll say, oh, I've got this one better, I've got that one better, I've got this one better, you don't have this one. I mean, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not formulated. I mean, there's no end for me to go onto that field at all. Yeah, so I don't go about confronting. So if you don't confront, you don't get confronted.
Yeah.
Do you all agree with him? Yeah. What is good? So it's, you know, obviously, like in Vincent's case, he said he can't remember any because everyone's still the same. You know, this objection, you know, it's going to be the same. So some will, some won't. Yeah. So what? Yeah. Next. Yeah.
Next, yeah.
But once we go out and we have exposed ourselves, I say expose ourselves, that we are doing this and kind of stuff like that. Definitely you have already planted the seed. And like what Larry and Alan was saying, they are watching you. They are watching you, and they will come back. Some of them will come back, and some will, some won't, but I mean, it's not really so what, it's just a matter of time. Yeah, and I'm still waiting for some of them to come back.
Awesome. So one last quick question. You give example of the fish oil just now. Is that your favorite product, or should someone here in this room here should have at least one favorite product, for at least they can give example to your prospect, something like that? What's your advice there?
There are a lot of people who knows, because fish oil, I guess, is pretty common. And a lot of middle age and above are taking fish oil from my exposure. Alright, so I guess fish oil is one of the products which has got very, very cheap alternatives, and some are very expensive. So it's a very good way to do a comparison. Because a lot of people take the cheap one, like petrol station. You got offer 1,000 capsules, $68. You know, then you go in, they'll ask you, sir, you want to buy one? It's on offer now. Yeah, so, but a lot of people don't know that the way fish oil is being processed, and the molecular distillation to filter away the heavy metal, the mercury, and the fish and kind of stuff like that. And what fish do you use? I mean, it used to be salmon. It was the popular one, until Michael Kogan mentioned one day, and soon don't take salmon anymore. I was like, what? Then after that, it's like, oh, no wonder isogenics don't use salmon.
Okay, so obviously you got a homework here, right? Go Google it out.
So that would be a very, to me, salmon, fish oil is one of the easiest to use as an example. It's common.
Yes.
It's common, and then I sometimes further also educate. It's like, you know, you're taking it. Do you give it to your children? I mean, most people tell you no. I'll be like, why?
Okay, so I'm sure Vincent is the product of the product. So another round of applause to Vincent, please. Awesome. All right, thank you. Resheveen, new kid on the block.
New kid.
Yeah, you have been in IsaU just a short while. IsaU Singapore just a short while.
Yep.
You know, you spend your time investing, going into Australia.
Yes.
Absolutely. So what you have done is incredible. I just want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, I know you have been doing business previously
Yes.
in more into more into what do you call that, the health and fitness kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So right now you have moved into a multi-level marketing industry, not knowing that he doesn't have the experience in multi-level, but jumping into the multi-level. So now this is the question which mostly everybody here has the same question. Now, someone, when you do your presentation and everything is done, and someone say, I don't like MLM.
Okay.
So being new and being previously what you have done, and how would you actually answer this question of yours?
Okay, so for me, what I do is I always talk to people about the product side of things first. So I tell them, hey, look, I really want you to try this particular system, and it actually really works. So I come and then I say, if you try the system and it works for you, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And if they don't believe me, I throw out all my results. You know, I see my own result. I show Idam's results, I show my girlfriend's results, I show my dad's results. They cannot say anything because the results don't lie. Yeah, so I say, if you really want to change your health, you really want to look better, feel sexier, you know, feel less lethargic, this is a system you can try, right? If you don't want to share it, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. But if you happen to have good results and people start asking you what you're doing, you can make an income as well. So why not? Yeah. So that's what I tell him.
Nice. Yeah. So what you see right now from someone who has been doing that that conventional business and going into the direct selling industry, multi-level marketing industry, you see his answer. He didn't even talk about multi-level industry, which means MLM or multi-level industry has been a taboo industry. Not because the industry is bad. It's just one or two people who don't take responsibility what they do. That has actually tarnished the industry. As a matter of fact, direct selling industry has been continuously growing for the last 60 years. Every year is a growing industry, and direct selling industry is the only industry that is what we call it a recession-proof industry. And obviously, this Resheveen has his fact in here. Never mentioned about the direct selling industry. And if someone says, come back to you and say, but this is still MLM, I still don't like it. So how do you counter that in your personal point of view?
So what do you not like about MLM?
Okay.
So I exactly like what I thought. I probe, I find out a little bit, and then maybe I'll get to the root of why. Have you ever been in MLM?
Absolutely.
So I'm just repeating.
Let's say I'm the person.
Yeah.
Okay, you throw me a question, right?
Yeah. So have you ever been in MLM?
Yeah, of course. I'm not, but I've seen so many MLM companies.
You've seen so many. So what do you not like about them?
I don't like the people, the way they jump. So how do you?
So,
is that true? I'm not saying all of you are jumping.
No, if you don't want to jump, you don't need to jump. So there's nobody asking you to jump. Yeah, the beautiful thing about this business is you can do what you want to do, right? You go at your own pace. So there's no such things as yeah.
You jump, I jump.
Yeah, correct. So obviously, you had that answer correctly.
Yeah.
And again, for someone young as him,
Yeah.
I've seen so many young people who just came into the industry, people who just graduated, people who just come out from industry, and they try to speak out or even share like they are actually a doctor. They say this product is this product can cure this product can do, but that's definitely a wrong thing to do, and IsaU does not allow that and does not take that responsibility for any of you. But again, a young man like him, he took the trouble to not only find himself, but he took the trouble to actually learn in Australia and some of the leadership and so on. So incredible. So I congratulate you. I've seen so many young people like you who come up doing the industry correctly. You could be one of the ambassadors in the industry. Could be someday be very, very successful, like many of those who have been in here, many of those who are in the United States, whether it's 9-star, 10-star, platinum, and so on. So well done, and keep up your good job. All right, without introduction, this is a very seasoned guy, so I gotta give him real tough question right now.
Didn't prep me either, so I don't know.
All-star golden circle. Okay, now you have done so many presentations. Again, we spoke on the stage, but what if the prospect really says that I have challenges in money? So how do you actually think? I'm sure all of you have this, right?
Do you guys get that, or is it just?
Yeah. The best part is that when you present to them, and after 1 hour after presenting, they say, you know what, I have challenge in getting money. And they say, Why didn't you tell me 1 hour ago? Okay, all right, see what I catch up.
I think the first thing is you've got to kind of gauge whether they really don't have money and they're completely broke, and it's actually irresponsible to keep trying to, you know, they've got to actually deal with the fact that they can't pay their rent, they're broke and they've got no income, or that money's a challenge. Because people will always find money. You know, I use the parents in the room, so if you knew that your child had kicked their toe and went to the hospital, and the hospital said, well, unfortunately this has happened and you've got to come up with $600, otherwise we're going to have to chop your child's leg off at the knee, you'd find a way. You'd kick down doors, you wouldn't care, you'd go and borrow, beg, steal, whatever you needed to do. Now, I'm not saying go and do that, but it's the, you know, when we talked about the enrolment versus registration conversation. So the first thing I do is I relate, feel, felt, found. So look, Dato, I understand how you feel. You know, like my wife and I, when we first started on this program, we actually didn't have any income coming into our house. So we actually found it really difficult to find the money. But what we did was we put it on a credit card. We found that we saved enough money over the 90 days to be able to pay it off. And we actually found we're in front by the end of it. So, you know, can I ask you, if you could find a way for it to be affordable, is it something that you'd be really committed to doing? So I use the if strategy. I use it a little bit different than the way Alan and Nick taught it. They used it as a way to see if there was any other objections behind the smoke. So it's a way to get rid of the smoke and say, look, if I get that question sorted for you, would you get started? It's a way that you can kind of put the objection to the side and then see if there's anything else there, and to be able to have that conversation. I use the if strategy. If it was affordable, would you like to do it? And if they say yes, and I say, well, let's put money aside for a second. Let's have a look at why you want to do it. And then I go back to building the enrolment and the perceived value of what they see possible from it and how important is it to them. And if I do that job well enough, they'll figure out ways to get the money. See, my job is not to coach people how to do their money. I'm not a money coach. I don't know their budget. I'm not going to sit there and work out. Have you ever tried to sell someone the product where they've given that objection? I see this taught at some meetings. I don't do it personally. I don't go into how much a shake is per shake and how much they spend on their groceries, because it's logistical. People don't buy on logics. What do they buy on? Emotion. So what's your job? Is to go and build the emotion. And like Nicole and I talked about this morning, what we do is we move away from a logistical conversation as far as money goes. If it was affordable, would you commit to doing it? Most people say yes. You can use that to come to an event. I use that on a lady to come to celebration. She was like, I had some objections. I said, great. So if we got that sorted, would you commit to flying up to the event? And she was like, great. I'm like, well, why would you do that? What would you want to get out of the event that would make it? Because at the end of the day, they're still going to have to follow the system. They're still going to have to overcome the challenges of their cleanse days and all their eating habits. So I use the if strategy as a way to put the objection aside and then have a conversation with them about what's important to them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Is that good for all everyone of you?
Yes.
Incredible. Wow, wonderful. Now, speaking about event, any one of you can actually do it. Speaking about event, of course, Singapore, inviting someone to event is always a challenge. And obviously, Singapore doesn't have that kind of population like Indonesia has, 280 million. Yeah. But how do you invite people, any of you or three of you, and how do you actually invite people to an event, especially in this type of environment here in Singapore? Probably anyone of you.
Yeah, I'll start then. First of all, I do is I be consistent with the invitation. So I don't just sort of ask once and ask randomly. I'm always inviting my people. So I heard a saying about amateurs invite and professionals promote. So they're always promoting what the event's about. And what I try and do is ask questions to be able to find out whatever there is important to them. So if I know, for example, a mum she wants to make some extra money, but she's struggling for the time, I can say you're going to get the skills at this event that's going to help you do this business in the pockets of your time so that you can have more income coming into your family. Is that important to you? You know, is that something that would be of interest for you? So same again, I go back to you're having an enrollment conversation, why would they come to the event?
Awesome.
And I just don't give up.
Very good, yeah.
With love, right? Yeah, bulletproof, and I've got posture, but I know that if I get them to the event, their life will change. So they either deal with my commitment to them getting to the event, or I deal with their circumstances around why they can't. They're either going to oversell me on why they can't make it, or I'm going to oversell them on why they can. And I don't go into battle with people, and I don't bash people over the head, but with love, I'm persistent.
Absolutely. Yeah. Is that fantastic?
Yes.
Yeah.
Give check and repeat out. Self-service. All right,
So for me, I've kind of been in like the events, I sell events. So that's for the past 3 years, so I went on. So I just want to share something. It's really all about the numbers. So like last week, I had a launch party where I had about 20 people at the event.
Can you just say that again?
So at a launch party, I had about 20 people. I invited 20 people, but I spoke to 50 people. Right? So the thing is, it's all about the numbers. In the end, if you guys have invited somebody to an event and then half an hour before they say I cannot make it, and they never come. Yeah. So the thing is, if you stop at 2 people, what are the chances? The chances is only one will show up, or maybe nobody will come. Right? So for me to get 20, I spoke 50. Right? So it's all about the numbers, and you got to understand that not everybody you invite will come. Like, so if you stop at 1, the likelihood is probably 0. Right? So that's something which I really understood. And if I wanted to get 20 there, I needed to speak to 50, 60 or whatever not. It's just all about the numbers game.
Absolutely. Wonderful. And the other thing is that a lot of people don't actually do is that when they invite someone and say don't come, they totally lost their connection at all. Don't do that. Continue persistently making sure they come at least one of the events.
Yeah. So can I just share?
Go ahead.
So I invited 50, so 30 people. They didn't say no. It was my cat was sick or my grandmother was sick, whatever. So I just tell them, would it be okay if I invite you for my next event? And they're all in my list, and the next time I follow out all of them. So that's what I asked all my downlines to do as well. Never ever forget these people. Always keep following up with them. Right, to invite them for the next event. Some people show up for the event 2 years later. And that happens.
Yeah, it makes a lot of difference. 2 years, even after 2 years, they will come.
Yeah. Then okay, fine, sure, next. If they say no, I'm not interested in coming to the event, then no, I just maintain the relationship, but I don't invite them for the event. Yeah.
For me, if you have a friend would say, I don't want to just reject, you know what I do? I change my friend.
It's true though, right? If you have a hairdresser that you go to and you invite her and you talk to her, and she doesn't want to come on board with the business, go to another hairdresser. Find someone else. You're in the connecting business.
Yeah, you're in the connecting business.
Can I just say, Dato, before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who would love a Resh in their business? Everyone's hand should be up, by the way. I'd love a Resh in my business. A guy holds a launch party that 20 people show up for. You want to attract these type of people in your business. Start doing what you expect people to do in your business. So ask yourself the question, if you enrolled yourself right now, how excited would you be? And if you can change, right? It's beautiful, like you're sharing, like you can hear the action. It's no coincidence why you're being successful. It's because you're in massive amounts of action. So well done.
Wonderful. Vincent, what about you?
I don't push, all right? Because in Singapore, over this last couple of years, more than that, there's a lot of distractions. All right, you can invite 35 turn up, that kind of situation. Because at the last minute, like what he says, they'll just tell you, sorry, I can't come. Because there's nothing to tag them on. Because a lot of people are just in their comfort zone. Alright, and suddenly you're introducing something different and kind of stuff like that. And what's more, if they know is MLM, network marketing, and a lot of them will not know, especially if it's good friends. Alright, warm markets and kind of stuff like that. My experience is they don't know how to tell you no. So they just tell you okay, and the last minute they tell you I can't come. My daughter is late. I need to go and pick up my wife. My mom just called me up. I need to go over. The kind of stuff like that. It's familiar. So, like what I said, my experience is that once I have planted the seed, they are all watching. Where? Social media. Alright, and if they are close friends, sometime one after another, they will hear word of something. Vince is doing this now, kind of stuff like that. And then they're all watching. They're all watching. Alright, and sometimes we chance upon each other again and kind of stuff like that. They will ask, so how's that going on? Yeah, and then I will just reignite again. But for those who I know genuinely says they're busy, they can't come now, and kind of stuff like that, I normally will ask, would it be okay if I have another event, I let you know about it again? And if they say yes, that means they've given me the permission to re-invite them. Alright, but some of them, I even go to the extent because there are too many incidents that people encounter whereby I'm in network marketing, I tell you about it, you don't join, you don't come, no more friends. You know, there are things like that, and that's why when we go out and you tell people you are doing something like in the network marketing business, everybody was like, oops. My friend is calling me. You know, I've ever experienced that. Is that, oh, okay. Suddenly they just, hi. Yeah. Okay, so when they do meet up with me for a proper sit down whereby I get a chance to actually share properly, I always put it in front. It's like, I'm just sharing this with you, alright? But if you find that this is not for you at the moment, let's keep the friendship. That's what I say. Alright, so that at least when I call him up the next time again, he will answer the phone. Anybody resonate with that? You know? Yeah, they call, oh no, one more friend less. Yeah, then the next thing is that if they know a few of your other friends, then that's it. Nobody's gonna pick up the phone. Yeah, so that's how I would invite. So I ask permission.
Yeah. Last but not least, before I go on your, but you know, in Isagenics, many of our top leaders, if you look into the top 100 or the 177 ISA millionaires that we have, every one of them are actually a couple, husband and wife, doing this business. So if any one of you, I know the ladies here are, you know, the most incredible in the director industry. 80% of all successful companies in this world, top 10 or top 50, 80% are actually women doing the business. So congratulations all the ladies here in what you do in Isagenics, obviously. Yeah. And for the other spouse who is supporting your, the other half, this is a good time to be in this industry because this is a career. It is not a business. This is a career. This is something big that, like I say, someone of a normal life can become a multimillionaire. And this is the one. This is the company. And obviously, for someone who comes into signing up with you and so on, doesn't matter the husband don't want to join or whatsoever. For those new one here, if your husband don't want to join you, it's okay. You go ahead and sign up and put your name, because I've been in this industry for many years. Always the wife or the women will sign first. The husband refuse to put their name, because the men have so much ego in there. You probably can ask Larry in that too. But yeah, so
it's different. We're all three guys here.
That's why we got you to work. So after when the wife's starting to get 5K, 10K, 15K, then the husband will come and say, "Hey, darling, can you put my name?" Yeah. So that's the time for the ladies here. Yeah, if your husband would tell you that, "Darling, can you put my name?" Say, "No, you become my driver only." Okay, quick one. Just in less than 5 seconds, what would you give advice to everyone on this floor right now? In just 5 seconds.
Don't give up. And I still remember when Dato first started Singapore, he said something which resonated with me, which I actually saw the same thing. Is he always say, borrow his eyes and see where we're going from here, because Singapore was the number 8 countries.
At the time.
And I was really happy about it because like most of the other time, right, because Singapore was blocked off from such a business for a long time, right, and by the time it opens up, and when those company rushes in, you know, they have already been all over the world and then they come to us.
So don't ever give up. You have grown my eye.
But here, you know, upline of the world, who's excited about that?
Okay, Resheveen, what you say in 5 seconds? What advice you give
So
them?
for me, I really want to speak to the start people and the start people, yeah. So I really truly believe the start people are the ones who will change the face of this entire company. So yeah, so let's go start, restart, everybody.
Jumpstart.
Jumpstart.
All right, incredible. What about?
Look, if I was to leave you with anything, is make a decision, draw a line in the sand, and don't listen to this, listen to this, and get in massive amounts of action. You know, if you decide that this is for you, walk out of here and make the decision once. That you're going to do this, whatever it takes. Because when you walk out of here and you haven't made that decision, you've got to make the decision every day to get up and do something. Every day to get up and do something. Make the decision once and then get to work.
So, gentlemen, incredible. Thank you all. We need to announce the next venture. I wish you all great success. I wish you all have at least 10 staff. Give them a huge round of applause.